This is JC. Um, I got some orders from Chico the Wonder Dog today. Chico, he's up in doggy heaven and he guards the small dog lawn there. And he sent word down here to me that he hadn't seen anything recently about him on JCam Poet, and he sort of figures that I should put something else on there. So I agreed to do it. Now I'm going to try to do this without my glasses on this time because people, they say, JC, we can't see your eyes because the glare is on your glasses. Well, you know what, even without the glare on my glasses, you're not going to see my eyes very well anyhow because they're not all that big, but they do the job. So anyhow, without further ado, we were watching TV one time and a thing came on about the universe, and Chico was watching from his lofty perch. He had seen it already one time when he was here on the earth, but he was watching from his lofty perch and he noticed all the special effects, the lights and everything going on, and this is what got him excited about having me tell this story. So I'll tell it. I'm going to tell it now in the words. This will be Chico the Wonder Dog that's talking to you. So anyhow, this is on Wednesday, December the 10th, 2008. I wrote this down for Chico the Wonder Dog. He can write all right, but his fingernails are so long and curved that he has trouble holding a pen or typing on the keyboard. So anyhow, this is Chico the Wonder Dog. He says, how big is the universe and where is the center? Okay, I'll start. How big is the universe? Now this is a dandy question, says Chico the Wonder Dog, but it really is not too difficult to answer. Yesterday I was watching, from my lofty perch, a program about the universe. The special effects were outstanding. Sometimes the universe was rushing away from me. Sometimes it was rushing toward me. It was fantastic. And there were all different colors and lights and everything. There was the stars and the planets, even galaxies too numerous to mention or even imagine. Of course, they were imagined, or else they wouldn't have been on the screen rushing about. But to the question, how big is the universe? Now, you have to pay attention to this now, and use a little common sense. Don't try to make anything harder than it sounds. We must consider that big is a relative term. Big depends on what it is compared. Big depends on to what it is compared. To us, of course, the comparison has to be us physically. For instance, I'm small compared to a Great Dane, even to a Cocker Spaniel, but compared to a flea, I am big. So there you have it. We could say then a planet is large compared to us, but is small compared to the sun. We know this because that is our personal perception. It has to be perception because that is all we have with which to conclude. For the same token, the sun is small compared with a galaxy. That makes sense, except all we have to go on as to the size of a galaxy is our personal perception of the size of a galaxy. We have never personally visited or measured a galaxy, nor the sun. But, you say, we see these things through a telescope, so we know our perceptions are true and factual. Not really, because we rely on certain, quote, facts, end quote, to draw conclusions, such as the speed of light, which we perceive helps us to determine the size of things far away from us or far away from each other. There could be a giant conspiracy of telescope makers and scientists that instill little bitty pictures into lenses of telescopes to fool us into thinking we're looking at the real thing. Duh. Of course, we know that's not true. Well, I think you get the idea. We are what we perceive. The Earth, the Sun, the galaxy, the universe are what we perceive. So you say the universe is big. Oops, not necessarily. Big compared to what? To determine if a thing is big or small, we need something with which to compare it. You say, compared to me, the universe is big. Not necessarily. If there was a thumbtack inside a large crate, for instance, you could say the thumbtack is small compared to the large crate, or you could say the large crate is big compared to the thumbtack. Okay, you got me there. Not necessarily. The thumbtack is a real thing, and the large crate is also a real thing, both solid to our inspection. So the thing we notice and acknowledge is there is an inside and an outside to the crate that encompasses the thumbtack. So each of these objects is a singularity, ergo measurable. Right, you say, so the big and small are more than mere perceptions. They are, in fact, facts. That, of course, is true. Now on to the universe. We see through telescopes, real ones, not fakes made up conspiratorially by scientists and telescope makers, that the Earth and the planets, the sun, the galaxies, and other heavenly quote-unquote bodies are either big or small, depending on how you look at them, and which first in comparison to the other or others. So far, so good. Now to measure the universe. It's big, you say, because all the aforementioned are inside of it. Now I have to ask, inside what? You say inside the universe. That is no answer, of course, only a moot statement of what? A personal observation or perception. For the universe to be big or small, it has to be compared to something else, and since there are no observable sides, tops, bottoms, or limits of any kind to the universe, and there is nothing anywhere else with which to compare it, because there is nowhere else, it cannot be compared to anything. The sun and planets, the stars, the galaxies, the comets and the meteors and moons and quasars and objects ad infinitum are either big or small, depending on that with which they are compared. So how big is the universe? The universe is neither big nor small. It just is. Oh yeah? Okay, all right. Now where's the center of the universe? Hey, that's really easy. Today's scientists and astrologers and space experts all agree that the objects of the universe are rushing away from us at a high rate of speed. The universe is expanding. Duh again. So what we have to do is watch the night sky from different places on the planet Earth. We can watch the daytime sky, but it isn't nearly as interesting since we can't see the stars and stuff in the daytime. And concede the determinations of the expert that the objects of the universe are indeed rushing away from us, and they are doing so in the same directions away, regardless of where we are on the Earth. Now look up the definitions of the words logical and conclusion, and apply them to the part here that we have discussed concerning where the center of the universe is, and I think you will logically conclude, since no matter where you are on the Earth, in the world, no matter what the time of day or night is, from there, the universe, the stars, the planets, and comets are all rushing away at a high rate of speed. Then the universe, the center of the universe, is wherever you are anytime you wonder about where the center of the universe is. No, you say, it's the Earth itself which is the center of the universe because we're standing on the Earth. No, 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 not so. We may be standing on the Earth, but the Earth itself is spinning around as fast as it can, trying to get away from us, to no avail. So like it or not, even though there are no boundaries to the universe, you physically are the center of that universe, period. And the universe is neither big nor small. It just, quote, is, end quote. This is Chico the Wonder Dog, and I hope you got a little enlightenment from this, and thank you, and I'll see you again. Like Teddybear would say, I'll see you down the road if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. Arf.